the West, the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors with a 3-2 lead, helping to close it out here tonight. The Mavs are looking to extend to a 7th and deciding game. Hi, everybody. I'm Marv along with Steve Kerr. Will be joined in a moment by Pam Oliver. The storyline here tonight, if Golden State can win either tonight or in a 7th game, it would have to be considered the biggest upset in the history of playoff basketball in the NBA, and Dallas does not want to be on the other end of that scenario. Here's a look at the McDonald's starting lineups. First, the Mavericks. The major question is, can Dirk Nowitzki continue on his performance in the 4th quarter in Game 5? There's a great deal of pressure on Dirk, who for the most part has not taken charge. And Avery Johnson telling us earlier his team must get a quick start from Josh Howard, which had been his specialty. As for Golden State, well, they've been lifted by the magnificent play of Baron Davis. He has been the rock star of these NBA playoffs. Don Nelson will stay with Andris Biedrins at center and eventually go to Al Harrington for the small ball alignment and the one lineup change. Matt Barnes will start for the struggling Monte Ellis. The officials, Steve Javie, the lead with Ron Garrison and Mark Wonderland. And this crowd is ready. We're ready to go. Steve, do you foresee a carryover effect for either team from Game 5?
Well, that's the question here tonight, Mark, because I thought for the first time in this series, the Warriors really showed some doubt in that final 3-minute scoreless stretch when they were outscored by 15 points. I think they've got to come out, use the energy of this crowd, really attack and regain that swashbuckling attitude that's gotten them to this point.
Drop and Biedrins on the opening tip, and the Mavericks control. This is Jason Terry, played by Baron Davis. Devin Harris. Terry for 3. So the Mavs open up by hitting on their first shot.
A set play getting Jason Terry that Oakland look. He was just 8 for 26 from the 3-point line coming in. That's a big shot for Terry.
And Davis lost it. He was met on a switch by Diop and lost the handle. Dallas has dropped 5 straight road games to Golden State. They've lost 5 straight road games in the playoffs, going back to the NBA Finals against Miami last season. Nowitzki with his first attempt.
Once again, a lot of switching on Dirk Nowitzki. 3 different Warrior players were on him in that possession.
Barnes able to save it. Richardson for 3. Yes. Richardson, who hit 5 from downtown the other night, which tied a Golden State franchise playoff record, opens up with a 3. Harris on the penetration. Back comes Davis. Goes at Nowitzki. The tip was missed by Biedrins. Terry on the pull-up. Barnes rebound.
And I think this is where Dallas has to be careful. They've got to run into layups and free throws, quick post-ups tonight. If they run for jump shots, they're playing right into Golden State's hands.
Jackson. Biedrins is fouled by Nowitzki. Andris Biedrins out of Riga, Latvia. First-round draft pick back in 2004. Played in Latvia for a couple of seasons.
And I think he's the perfect complement to this Warrior team, Marv. He's not a scorer. He's got a very ugly free throw, as you see, that it goes in. But, you know, you get a team full of guys who can shoot and run and jump. Now you've got a really active big man who can really crash the offensive boards. He complements these guys because he cleans up their mistakes.
As a rookie 3 years ago, at the age of 18, he was the youngest player in the NBA, the youngest player ever to appear in a game for the Warriors. Golden State with a 5-3 lead. We're just underway. Game 6 of the best of 7. A matchup with the #1 seed and the #8 seed. Howard with a long 3.
Golden State going into that 3-2 zone. We'll see both teams tonight playing a lot of zone.
Jackson with a beautiful lead for Biedrins.
And that's the problem for the Mavericks when they play that 3-2, which they play really to keep Davis out of the middle. They're very susceptible to interior passes.
A early timeout called by Avery Johnson. 7 unanswered for the Warriors.
Are happy to be home, happy for a chance to try to beat Dallas here. Don't get me wrong, they were bummed about that missed opportunity in Game 5, but they weren't exactly devastated by it. Just this afternoon, players were talking about a good vibe in the locker room. Baron Davis predicts better poise tonight because the Warriors are back in their own building. This is one we've got to win. Stephen Jackson, a Texas native, was the most direct about the situation. He said even though his relatives got a chance to watch him play in person on the road, we don't want to go back there. Over tonight. Marv, back to you.
All right, thank you, Pam. Warriors' last appearance in the postseason, 1994. Jackson for 3. A rainbow 3 for Stephen Jackson, and the Warriors have ripped off 10 consecutive points.
Jackson just 4 for 14 in Game 5, but one of the most fearless shooters in the NBA. Keep in mind, he's hit big shots in huge playoff games in his career. This situation does not faze him.
The steal by Davis. Richardson off the turnover by Dallas.
Well, we've already seen Avery Johnson burn one timeout. He's going to have to be very careful. I think the Mavericks are going to have to play through adversity tonight. Remember in Game 4, Johnson burned up all his timeouts. They didn't have any left at the end of the game. They couldn't advance the ball.
Here's Harris. Terry swings it. Nowitzki for 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Warriors have opened up with a burst. Richardson for 3. And that would not have counted. It was waved off. A foul prior to the shot. It's on Kerr for knocking down Baron Davis.
Well, I have fond memories of Stephen Jackson in the 2003 NBA Finals hitting huge shots against New Jersey. And then the defense. Remember, Golden State #1 in the NBA in steals, 9 per game. Not noted for their defense, but they are very active, very strong and powerful. They force a lot of mistakes.
Jerry Stackhouse has come on for Dallas. They're on their feet here at Oakland. Barnes coming up short, rebounded by Stackhouse. Dallas scored on its first possession. Since then, 0 for 6. Howard is rejected. The hustle by Biedrins to come back and block the shot.
Oh, we just saw Barnes take that 3 from the corner. The reason Don Nelson went with that change in the starting lineup, putting Barnes in for Monte Ellis. Ellis has really struggled with his shot the last couple of games. Barnes has been terrific.
Stackhouse knocks down a 3. So Jerry Stackhouse, only 4 of 13, 15 points in Game 5, but has come on the last couple of games. He's 0 for 6 back in Game 1. Jackson again. A 3-pointer for Jackson.
Well, he made 16 of them in Game 5, and part of the reason, as Nowitzki can't get another one to go, one of the reasons they get so many threes, Dallas playing a lot of zone to try to keep Baron Davis out of the lane and to try to keep Desagena Diop on the floor, but that zone allows for a lot of openings.
Davis tripped up. So he is fouled by Terry. That's 2 on Terry. Talking about 3-pointers by Golden State. 16 of 35 from beyond that line. Led by Jason Richardson. 5 of 10, 3 apiece for Davis and Jackson.
2 fouls for Jason Terry. But with Stackhouse, now this is one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Stackhouse, they can go with Greg Buckner, Devin George, but obviously they'd love to have Jason Terry on the floor.
Shot clock down to 3. Richardson digging and shoots. Biedrins with the back tap, handled by Stackhouse. Ball's knocked away by Richardson and off the leg of Stackhouse. Golden State very quick to move it down court. Here's Barnes. Nowitzki with the box-out rebound.
Remember, Barnes had some physical problems at the end of Game 5. Has a hamstring issue, really banged up. And it'll be interesting to see if he can get hot again or if those injuries are going to bother him. He's been a huge part of this series.
Stackhouse from deep in the corner with another three. So Jerry Stackhouse off the bench to hit consecutive three-pointers. The Warriors now lead it 15-9 with 6.5 remaining in this first quarter. They surround Biedrins. His shot is blocked. And it counts. It's a goaltend.
Now, this is a huge boost early for Golden State, getting quick points from Biedrins, because they will only play him 20 to 25 minutes. So if they can get this kind of production at both ends of the floor, it's critical.
Warriors here at home 30-11. But this is a team that had a win on the final night of the regular season as Howard hits from downtown. They needed a victory in Portland on the final night of the regular season to clinch the 8th and final playoff berth. They went 42-40, and they came on strong, winning 9 of the last 10. That's a kick ball. So Golden State will maintain possession. And for the Warriors, this their first winning record since back in the 93-94 season, a team that was coached by Don Nelson, a team that won 50 games.
And you think this crowd isn't pumped up? They've been waiting 13 years for this. Maybe the best crowd in the NBA. Just an unbelievable atmosphere here tonight.
Here's Richardson kicking it out. Barnes with the running one-hander.
I don't know how he made that one. They didn't have the confidence in the jumper. He's missed a couple of them. He just kind of flicked that thing over top.
Warriors have hit 7 of 13. They lead it by 7. Harris stopped by Biedrins. His second block shot. Davis, little skip dribble, lost it. Diop comes up with it. Stackhouse trying for 3 straight. He's got it. 3 straight from downtown, from deep in the corner.
Jerry Stackhouse, I think, is the most tough-minded player on this Mavericks roster. Keep in mind, he was shooting 31% from the floor coming into this game, but doesn't even think about it. Just lets 3 in a row go from downtown, and he's gotten his club back into the ball game. Dallas with 5 3-pointers here tonight early. Warrior fans holding their collective breath here, because on this last sequence, Baron Davis gets a little tweak. Looked like he got maybe his hamstring. Watch him on the way back. He holds his hamstring right here. And keep in mind, he's averaging 40-plus minutes per game in this series. He's had a lot of injuries in his career. In fact, health problems really have probably kept him from being one of the top players in the league on a year-to-year basis.
Combination of health and conditioning holding him back, but he's made it back from serious injuries. Knee problem at UCLA, herniated disc as a member of the Hornets, had arthroscopic surgery on his left knee this past February. So Monte Ellis has come off the bench to replace Baron Davis. Dallas sparked by Jerry Stackhouse. He came off the bench to hit 3 threes from that left-hand corner, and Dallas is within 4. Howard for 3. So the Mavericks have hit 6 shots. All 6 have been 3-pointers.
And how about the play of Josh Howard? He's had scored 20-plus points in every game in this series, averaging about 11 boards. Monte Ellis with a much-needed bucket. Just his second field goal in the last 3 games in this series.
Monte has been struggling. Last week he was named the NBA's most improved player. He averaged 16 points, shot 48% during the regular season. Nowitzki is stripped and fouled.
Well, now that Davis is out of the game, Dallas is really going to go back to that screen and roll involving Monte Ellis, because one of the reasons Davis is so effective defensively, he can switch on to Dirk. He's got the strength to deal with him. Ellis does not. If they can get that switch, Dallas can then go into Dirk. He can back Ellis down and get some good looks. And on that play there, he just went right to the rim. This is big for him getting to the foul line.
Dirk Nowitzki, very quiet in this series until game number 5 on Tuesday night. 30 points, 2 clutch threes in the final minutes, scored 12 of Dallas's last 15 points. Easily his best game of the series. Avery Johnson told Dirk before the game, "You are one of the top players in the league. Be yourself. You're not a role player."
I have a feeling it wasn't that clean, but yeah, I know that was the message Avery sent. That's what he said to the media.
I cleaned it up.
He cleaned it up.
And that's last touched by Richardson of the Warriors. What are you saying here about Avery?
No, I played with Avery. He could be a pretty fiery guy, all right? Let's just leave it at that.
No, let's keep talking about it. Howard. And on the back tap, it's handled by Stackhouse.
Well, how about the way Dallas has weathered this storm here early after that explosion from the Warriors? Stackhouse and Howard have really gotten them back into the game with the three-point shooting.
Nowitzki over Biedrins. He's been off. Kept alive, though. Howard able to get to it. And Harris resets.
But again, Dirk gets a good look. Dallas is more able to run some things for him without Baron Davis on the floor.
Harris being played by Ellis. Wanted the screen. Sets it up for Stackhouse. And rebounded by Richardson. Ellis fires. Yes. Monte Ellis off the bench to hit 2 field goals, and the Warriors lead by 3.
Well, I think one of the keys tonight for Golden State, particularly if Davis is out, but even if Davis is healthy, they've got to get an unexpected contribution from someone, whether it's Ellis, Biedrins, Al Harrington. Somebody has to step up and be productive for Don Nelson.
Al Harrington now checking in.
And here's the mismatch that Ellis is so good at taking advantage of. When he gets a bigger player on him, you have to be so wary of that speed and that ability to put the ball on the floor. But Ellis has a beautiful touch out on the perimeter.
Harrington coming out for Biedrins. Played well, sitting down with 6 points. Couple of blocks, 4 rebounds. Nice pass, but Howard too strong on the shot. Able to recapture. They have the new shot clock. Howard shoots it. Howard rebounds again.
Now this is what Golden State normally does to its opponents. They out-hustle people. They get a lot of extra opportunities, but Dallas very adept at giving itself second chance points as well.
Stackhouse is fouled. He and Harrington coming together. That's in the act. Stackhouse to the line. The foul on Harrington. Jerry Stackhouse in his 12th season out of North Carolina in his 3rd year with Dallas, following his days with Philadelphia, Detroit, Washington. This is a guy who averaged just under 30 a game. Remember 6 years ago as a member of the Detroit Pistons. Finished 2nd in scoring. He's been a 2-time All-Star these days. He has accepted that 6th-man role. Can play backup, shooting guard, small forward.
And I'm just so impressed the way he willed himself back into the series. He was 0 for 6 in game 1. It really was missing everything the first 3 games. You saw that graphic. But he's averaged about 19 points a game the last 2 games, and he's done it by getting to the foul line. And you can see now he's got a little rhythm.
Beautiful lead pass from Ellis to Barnes. Golden State is up by 3.
Big contribution from Monte Ellis. The 2 jumpers, the pass there. And he could be the wild card here tonight.
Minute and a half to go in this opening quarter.
Golden State again in kind of a switching man-to-man zone.
Jackson with the lead out. Harris back. Here's Barnes. Delivers to Ellis, but it's an offensive foul on Barnes. Let's go to Pam.
All right, Marv, the life certainly went out of Oracle Arena when fans noticed that Baron Davis was headed back to the locker room. He remains in the locker room right now, getting a look at by the medical staff. Now, the Warriors say that Baron Davis has suffered a slight strain to his right hamstring. They're stretching him out, and they are sure hoping he returns. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Pam. Baron played the first 7 minutes, missed his only shot attempt. Here's Devin George, who just came on. Rebound snatched by Ellis. Warriors on the run. Ellis pops it out. Richardson for 3. And it appears that it was deflected out, and a foul is called on Barnes. You better be careful. Could be teed up off the reaction, but picks up his 2nd foul.
Now, if he was Steven Jackson, he might have been kicked out of the game for that reaction. The fans are furious. Barnes with 2 fouls, and now this Warrior bench, which was already short to begin with, even shorter with Davis's injury.
Barnes, yes, a catch and shoot from downtown. So Matt Barnes shooting in rhythm. provides a 6-point Golden State lead.
Well, we've already seen Dallas weather a storm. Now we're seeing Golden State do the same thing. Without their best player on the floor, they've managed to maintain this lead.
Here's Stackhouse given very little room. Harrington and Jackson try to close out on him, and Stackhouse 4 of 5 from beyond that three-point line. His 4th three-pointer, and he has kept the Mavs in this ball game. Here's Jackson twisting his way, missed the tip, able to rebound, puts it up, and chased down by Howard. Final seconds of the first quarter. Howard lost it. Ellis from center court. It's good, but it's too late. Did not get it off on time. Oh my God. Very nice two-hand set. This is a kid out of high school.
Didn't we see this somewhere before from about the same spot? Baron Davis in game 4 at the half, not even close to getting it off in time, but just another indication of the magic that the Warriors are somehow coming up with in this series. We got another barn burner, Marv.
That looked like a shot out of the 50s. Two-hand set, banks home, but will not count.